welcome to another time test version of Robeytech. I'm your host, Justin Robey. Welcome, everybody. We decided, you know, it's funny, after the whole like Steam thing happened, I was like, you know what, we need to just avoid like that 2 p.m. time. So no matter what, if we get finished, like we can not make sure that Steam goes down in the middle of our testing and all that sort of stuff. But also at the same time, we can also make sure that you know, we're in the middle of building or whatever it was, and still get a little bit more crossover from our regular time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. So this is only a couple hours earlier. Again, we're going to kind of flush things out to kind of see where we land. Still probably going to be starting earlier. It might be 3, it might just be 2. We're going to figure this stuff out. But I appreciate all of you guys looking and being a part of this as we just kind of figure out a time that works best for everybody, and also works best for you guys, works best for brands and everything else. But today, guys, we have a very, very special build today. We are doing a build inside of the, I'm just making sure, yeah, those are all, hold on, I'm just making sure that all these are recording like they're supposed to. Is that not recording? Like, what is going on there? Okay, that's weird that it wasn't recording. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that stays recording. That was weird that it wasn't. Okay, so anyway, I'm very, very excited about doing this because today we're basically doing a build inside of the ASUS BTF, the Back to the Future series. We're one of the first people, I think Mr. Matt Lee actually got a chance to build in it on YouTube, but in terms of the live, this is the live debut of this new system. We're going to show you the Back Connect system for ASUS and really just kind of enjoy seeing this, because unlike the one that we've done for Project Zero, which we gave away the Pano a couple months ago, with this one specifically, we are going to be doing this one. The power to the GPU is also part of the Back Connect system. So we will not have any cables in the front in terms of the EPS, the CPU, the GPU, though we will have some, of course, obviously doing with the AIO as well. So it's going to be super cool. I'm really excited about this, and it should be a really, really fun build. And obviously ASUS and of course Patriot were huge sponsors for this one. Sponsor in the term of they gave us the build. This is not a sponsor stream. I'm free to basically talk about it however I want, but they did sponsor the parts for the build. So as we basically get in there, you're going to see Patriot, Viper, and ASUS stuff. Now I know a lot of people are asking, Robey, what are the giveaways for today? This one's actually pretty chill, guys. Chill-wise, we have our normal series of ones. If we get 250 likes on YouTube, we'll give away a $25 Newegg gift card. If we get a level 5 hype train, we'll give away a $25 Newegg gift card. If we get 50 subs, we'll give away a $50 Newegg gift card. 100 subs, $100 Newegg gift card, and so on and so forth. So it should be a pretty nice one. It's really just kind of all about the building. And then the other thing too is that we're going to be talking about this along with some more in-depth stuff on the 14700K tomorrow during Intel Live. And today we're going to play a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima as well. So you guys are going to get to see how this build would run Ghost of Tsushima. We got some Homeworld 3 that we can show off and all sorts of stuff. So should be a really, really fun build, really, really fun day. And I'm really, really excited to be a part of it. So and we got ASUS. Oh, there we go. There it is right there. FYI, the chassis is available in white and black. Both include pre-wired high-performance 140mm fans. And we do have a review for this case that is in progress. So you guys will see the review for this case coming out in 2 weeks. So probably right around the time, right before Computex, you should see the review for the case. And then the other thing too is that we have a review, like we'll compare this versus Project Zero and talk about the differences between the two. And that video will probably actually come out a little bit sooner because that's just really relying on me. But we did already do all our performance numbers and stuff like in this case. It's off to the basically our riders, and so you should see a full review on this as well. And then we do have ASUS North America has jumped into the YouTube channel. So if you guys have questions or want to talk to them about the build, etc., you can do that just by heading over there and asking them as well. So you guys are luckily we got ASUS in the chat as well, so you guys will be able to answer questions if they have questions or you guys want to get answers. You can do that. Let's talk about what we're putting inside of this though, because that's always the fun part. So we have the Intel Core i7 14700K. Main reason for that is that we're also going to be showing this off on Intel Live tomorrow, so it's a big, one of the things that we're showing it with Intel Live is we really want to do a cool job of talking to you guys a little bit about the 14700K. This motherboard that we're using is the ASUS TUF Gaming Z790 BTF Wi-Fi. The BIOS that we have set for this is on April 19th, so we do have the latest BIOS and everything set on this already. For graphics card, we're using the ASUS TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super BTF. So that means it is back to the future. That means we are going to be showing you the power connectors, the motherboard. When we walk through the motherboard, we're going to show that off when we get to building it, etc. And we'll show you where all those power connectors are, so you can actually see how this works. The cool thing about using this motherboard is you also can use triple 8-pin, or you can use the 16-pin connector, or 12+4 in either case, which is actually pretty cool. So you could use an older PSU if you wanted to. For the SSD, we're using a 2TB VP4300 Lite NVMe drive. For RAM, we're using 6600 mega transfer Viper Elite 32 gig DDR5. This is brand new stuff from Viper, so I'm actually pretty stoked about this. We're using the ASUS GT302 ARGB case, which is their BTF case. And then we have the ASUS RG U3 360. This is the cool one with the pixel display. A lot of fun. I really like the way that this one looks. And then we're using the ASUS ROG Strix 850 watt white PSU. So should be, when we're done, this should be an absolutely stunning build. I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be a lot of fun to work with. One of the things, a couple things that I'm happy about with this build. Number one, love the cables on ASUS PSUs. You guys know I use the TUF and the Aura Edition Strix. This one also has similar cables, even though it's not ATX 3.0. They do have a 1000 watt version that's white that you could, but that was overkill for what we're using today. So I'm excited about how the cable management is going to look like. I'm excited because we get to play around with new technology and see these back connects as well. And then on top of that, I get to hang out with you, which also makes me excited. So guys, let's finish out the level 5. We actually didn't hit a level 5 last stream. Can we hit one today? It'd be cool to do that. Hydrate from Muffin Man, thank you very much for that. If we could do that one today, that'd be pretty cool. So remember guys, we do have some PCs during the week of Computex, which is 2 weeks away. We're giving away 2 PCs live on stream. So if you want to drop your Amazon Prime sub, that'll get you extra entries towards winning those PCs. So we have some really great giveaways coming up that you're gonna definitely want to get in on. And then we're also doing some stuff with ASUS as well. So there's lots of giveaways, and this is your opportunity to get those extra entries in on that as well. So yeah, go ahead and drop your Prime sub, whatever, and let's see if we can get to level 5 and we'll give away a $25 Newegg gift card. I have 3 of them in my build. Cables, the PSU, yeah, it's a nice value. Let's see what else people are saying. Anything else awesome? No? Can we? Okay, so that's just Blondie. But it's good to see you guys. It's good to have everybody here and hanging out and all that sort of stuff. It's actually just good to kind of be building. I hope you guys are having a good day. And then we'll get started on the build here pretty soon. Thank you very much for all the subs over on YouTube as well. Oh, nice. You got a new cell phone, Moto 5G, huh? That's awesome. Color changed bottle. Yeah, I have 2 of them. I have 2 of them that because I keep running out of water halfway through. So, yeah, and guys, make sure you head over to YouTube, youtube.com/Robeytech Live. Hit that thumbs up button. 250 likes unlocks a $25 Newegg gift card. So let's see if we can basically make that happen. 1 minute. 1 minute left. Who's gonna get this going? We could get just a couple. We'll get us to level 3, and that'll give us a little bit more time, and then we'll get started on the build. So let's see what we can do, guys, and then we'll get this going. Robey, what hertz is your 4K monitor? What do you test? So the monitor that I use, Dr. McNugget, thank you for the gifted sub. We have a minute left. We're almost there. I use 120 hertz ASUS RG 4K monitor. The monitor I use here on the channel, which I'm hoping at some point in time ends up being the ASUS one that switches between 1080p and 4K. But I actually use a Xeneon 32-inch 160 hertz for our testing for 1440p. And it'll do 1440p, 4K, and all that stuff. So that's one of the things I actually really like about these monitors. 100 bits, 40 seconds, guys. It could take like 1 sub, and that'll take us over. And then we could get a little bit more time to maybe open up a little bit of generosity. That's how we do the giveaways and everything else like that. Cheese It Junkie, 30 seconds. There we go, anonymous gifter dropping 1. And there we go, now we're at level 3. Okay, so this is it. You guys have been amazing. This is a new time. Maybe you're not used to the usual thing, but we're trying to get to level 5 so I can unlock a giveaway, and at the same time, this is how we do our giveaways. We give away GPUs, we give away all sorts of stuff, and everything that we get from Twitch literally goes into our giveaway pool. So this is not the money that we use for that stuff. So if you guys want to have the awesome giveaways we continue to do, this is the way to basically help. Turdog, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Over to Zombie369, appreciate you. Send it to India. Man, Joseph Martic is like, hey, send it to India, huh? But yeah, so those are the monitors that we use here. But for the most part, because, Zombie dropping 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you, my man. Because we specifically do uncapped frame rates, because when we do all of our testing and stuff like that, I don't necessarily, the monitor just needs to look pretty so it doesn't drive me nuts. So I'm not as picky about that one. But given we're doing more monitor reviews, for instance, we have the ultra-wide monitor testing we just got finished doing. We got the video coming out for that in 2 weeks. Plus we've got the hardware ultra-wide video coming out next week. So because we're doing more and more monitor stuff, you guys are gonna start seeing us partner with more monitors, showing them here on the stream as well. So it's coming, and we've already started that work as well. And while honestly, one of our most viewed live streams is the one where we did the good, better, best for Samsung. So I'm hoping we're gonna be able to do that with people like ASUS, etc. So you can do that again, because we have one of their stunning, you have a stunning ultra-wide literally just sitting right out here right now that we just got finished testing. Conga Maniac getting us in there. We got Zero Sound Racer giving us a gifted sub. Guys, we're at level 4. We're getting closer. Remember, we just got to get through level 5. Let's see if we can make that happen. And then we'll go from there. I don't have a GPU, just integrated graphics. Is uninstall necessary with DDU to install new RTX 4070 Super? Joseph Martic, no. Because that graphics driver stays installed and sits in pair with the discrete GPU, you do not necessarily need to. Could you? Absolutely, but it's not really going to do much. Versus if you had like a AMD Radeon or an NVIDIA card you were switching over. So, any other questions? Oh wow, oh, people are asking. Hype Train's active, guys. We got 3 minutes. Let's see if we can just finish it out. Oh, I only asked because when you test your PC builds, the FPS is always 4 FPS more than my PC. Oh, I don't know if that's, I think that might be coincidence. I don't know if that has anything to do with the monitor. Oh, you're very welcome, Christoph. We try to give you all the answers. And I'm really glad that you guys are doing that. Dr. McNugget dropping another tier 1 gifted sub. Trying to get things going. And then we'll get, it's like every build that I get like 4 more. That's actually really odd. Igor dropping a gifted sub to 4Abbott. And it's good because Igor gets to watch the builds now. GT Beakerman dropping his gifted subs, taking it to 2:18. Sorry, 64%, guys. We're almost into the last level. And then we'll give, and remember, because of the new rule, guys, we do the giveaway right away. DMAT dropping 2 gifted subs. And now we're almost there. We're almost to the level 5, and then we just got to finish that one, and then boom, $25 gift card, kicks it off, and we start building. And there it is, GT Beakerman dropping the 5 bits, taking us to level 5. Dr. McNugget dropping another gifted sub, and now we are into it, guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much for all of the help. All of you guys, really appreciate it. And now all we got to do is just get to the very end here. We're on the last level. This is the one that we got to finish, and then we'll give away that level 5. Look at it, it's just teasing you guys. And then we get to start building. Let me go ahead and grab, I know we're close. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our components here. I'm ready to show you guys this because I'm very excited about this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Zeiston dropping 5 gifted, who's chilling in chat, but I don't hear him. Zeiston, are you there? I haven't heard you chat. He's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Okay, he's there.
Noise going on in the background.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna have Zeiston hanging out with us today on the stream. Yeah, neat looking case. Okay, so guys, he got us to 56%. just all we got to do is get right over there. I've got the giveaway queued. And I just saw your chat, your answer to my thing about tracking sleep. That's funny. Okay, I'm queuing up the giveaway, guys. I'm so confident that we're going to hit this. Christoph dropping a tier 1, taking us to 65%. Who's going to drop us all to all the way to the other side? $25 Newegg gift card up for grabs, and just Jet Chayoff, 100 bits, taking us to 67. Don't worry, Zombie. I think this one will actually be pretty good. I think this one will actually go pretty quickly. Zombie 369 dropping 2 more. Okay, we're at 85%. Who's going to take us across the finish line? And don't forget, head over to youtube.com/Robeytech Live. Head on over to youtube.com/Robeytech Live to hit that thumbs up button. Those are free. Mawes96 is like, I'm just going to take it right there to the edge. And there it is, Dr. McNugget getting it in there. Level 5 hype train. 3 minutes, guys. Starting that giveaway right now. 2 minutes, sorry. And we're doing that giveaway right now. And let's start building. Dude, we did it. Thank you, guys. Okay, so here we are, guys. This is the motherboard right here. This is the ASUS TUF. We have the Z790-BTF motherboard. And you guys are going to see, even from the beginning, right even when we start, it's going to be even different looking. So go to the top down here. So even just right off the bat, opening it up, you'll notice that it already looks different, because unlike when we look at a normal motherboard and all that sort of stuff, these things have a tendency to be a whole lot thicker. In fact, I'm just going to get this out of the way. We'll get to this when we get to the case section. There we go. So it comes packaged a little bit different. So we have all of our just little extras here. We have our instructions and all that kind of jazz. And then they also give you like a pretty good sized sticker page, which is nice. And everybody loves stickers. But here is the actual motherboard right here. And I'm gonna kind of open this up a little bit so we can use it for putting all the extra parts in just for today. Okay, so here is the actual motherboard. Oops. That made it in, okay. Just making sure I didn't drop it. Exclamation point community, guys. You got 20 seconds, $25 Newegg gift card. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the motherboard, and I know you guys have seen the Project Zero ones, so it does look pretty familiar in terms of the overall look, etc. But a couple things worth pointing out that are different. So again, we can already see the EPS and all those things are different, but what you might not have noticed, or maybe you have, is this right here. So this is how we get power to the GPU. So unlike what you've seen when we did Project Zero or even the Gigabyte actually just had a hole there. They actually allow you to pull power directly through the motherboard. And one of the things they've done is they've gone ahead and updated even their, oh man, I forgot the name of the actual, they have a name that they call all this stuff, but they're basically, instead of it being a button, they have like this, almost this longer button to make it easier to release the actual GPU as well. So Q-Latch, that's what I was trying to think of. Their Q-Latch system, they actually just kind of have a button here, so there's no button for the Q-Latch, but it still allows you to easily be able to get the GPU out. We do have plenty of NVMe slots. You could still, I mean, all of those other things still work just normally, but that's kind of the big difference right there. Now let's flip it over, and you'll see what's different even on the back side of the motherboard. So on the back side of the motherboard, it also looks a little bit different. Main thing here is down here, right here, you can actually see it's got a 16-pin connection and three 8-pin three 8-pin PCIe connections as well. You've got your USB 3.2 up here, your USB-C. You've got your RGB headers in the back, your 24-pin, your 2 EPS connectors. We have three fan headers. And then down here at the bottom, we still have 2 more RGB, 2 more fan headers. You got your front panel connections, your SATA connections, and everything else down here at the bottom. So I'll zoom way in so I can just give you like a little bit more of a tour than what you're used to. So there you go. There's your EPS, your PCI 8 pins or 6 pins, and we're going to be using these connections today. You've also got up here, there's your USB-C, USB 3.2, your RGB connections, and then you also have your fan connections there in the back, as well as up here at the top, your 2 8-pin EPS. So it's actually pretty cool that you have all of that stuff, and it makes it really, yeah. And there it is, M.2 support is 4 connectors right there. So there we go. And then we can just, the cool thing that they did by giving us this pad is it's still, and this is something I actually, MSI, if you're paying attention, I actually really appreciate, is this allows me to still put the board together without having to hurt the connections. It keeps it elevated while I'm able to put the CPU and all that stuff in, which is actually really, really nice. So that was a cool quality of life thing that ASUS did a little bit different with their BTF versus everybody else. I got a 7800X in White Strix X670 on the way up to me now. Sadly, my 4090 is sitting on the shelf until the new parts arrive. I can understand that, right? But you know, it's soon enough your parts will be there. So let's get some peels going here. And then again, if you guys have questions, again, ASUS is in the chat if you guys have additional questions. What's up, Yoshi? How are you, man? And thank you again for all the support, guys. There we go. I like that one, Cheese It Junkie. Okay, just making sure I got all of the, I think that's all my peels there. Okay, so I got all my peels.
And Robey, did you see ASUS's comment about showing off the new antenna design?
The new what?
New antenna design on the rear.
Oh yeah, I was gonna show that here in a second because I just noticed that. Yeah, I'll show you that, guys, too. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna go open. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit, Mr. Zeiston. Okay, there we go. Okay, so one other thing that they did do as well, and this is what he was talking about because I just noticed this, is check out the new antenna design for the Wi-Fi. So instead of having the screws, and I'll show you guys the connection here in a minute, you can see it actually almost has like these like little nubs that you kind of can plug it into. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab the antenna here. Yeah, Zeiston, you're gonna have to turn yourself up, dude. Because I got you maxed. Okay, so when we go to here, now, so here's the new little nubs, like this. So it's got like little nubs, and then instead of having to screw the bits in now, it just clasps over. So it makes it really easy to plug it in, and then when you're done, you can just pull it out. So there you go right there. Now the only thing is that the one thing that I will definitely let you guys know, don't lose this, because I don't know if they have these kind of connectors on Amazon, because Amazon obviously has a lot of other Wi-Fi antennas. So please, if you are one of those people who's going to get this, make sure that you don't lose the actual Wi-Fi antenna or throw away your box, and then you're like SOL because you don't have a you don't have the actual right connectors. So that's the only thing. It's cool. It's way easier, but just something to be aware of. Yeah, the connectors are really nice. Okay, I'm gonna get these back in here.
Igor seems to appreciate that my volume is much lower.
Oh, well, that's just Igor. That's just Igor being Igor. I like it when you're louder.
I'm working on it. I got some software I gotta fix.
Yeah, I can, however, turn you up here, so you'll be a little bit louder. So you'll be louder on the chat at least. But yeah, you're just a little bit quiet on my end, but he's working on it, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna put this away because if not, it'll take me forever. The winner was chosen, and the winner was, let me bring it up. It was Cajun Dieselman. Cajun Dieselman over on YouTube. He was the winner of the YouTube gift card. Sorry, the Newegg gift card. It's called trying to do and talk and package at the same time. Apparently is a high cognitive load for me. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Got it in. Okay, so now let's get our drive-in. Okay, so Blondie, if you want to do, will the VRM socket clear? We'll go ahead and work on our, and then Zeiston, do you have any thoughts on how loud? Well, actually, let's do the VRM clear first, and then we'll work on how loud you think it's going to be. And by the way, new RAM. No, not a new RAM. Well, this is new RAM. We have 2 new RAM debuts this week of 2 new ones that have never been shown on Robeytech.
We all appreciate some new RAM.
Okay, now you're super distorted, but you're not a whole lot louder. I know you're having fun with this. Who's having fun right now? Zeison's like, not me. Are there a lot of people that use the Wi-Fi antenna here in Europe? Question. Here in Europe, there is nobody that uses that. We always use the wired connection. So Christoph, yes, there are, you believe it or not, in the US, and actually I would think also in Europe, a lot of people do use the antenna. Way more than you would think. In fact, you know, if you go to Amazon and even search for them, you can see there's a lot of people who purchase them as well. So yes. That is a good question, but yes, there are quite a few people who still use the antenna. I mean, especially when you think about the fact that, oh, there you go. There's the, especially when you consider the fact that Wi-Fi 6E and then now Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi is getting better and better, so. Yeah. I use the Skull. That's the best answer right there. Skull says, I use the antennas because it looks pretty. Oh man, that's an honest person right there. It just looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this one closed right now. Yeah. Okay, here we go. People are saying yes, some people are saying no. What's gonna happen? We could have some big winners today. Big winners, I gotta zoom out so in case you see it. Okay, here we go, big winners today. Oh, no, it's not even gonna happen. It didn't, no, it's just not gonna happen, guys. Sorry, no big winners today, guys. No big winners today. Sad. I thought there was a chance there. That wasn't even stunning. It was like terrible. Okay, guys, what do we think RAM volume-wise? Zeiston, you got a vote. Are you still working on your stuff?
I'm doing a little bit of both. Let's go with 97.
97, guys. How's his volumes? 97 is what he put it at. How is his volume now, guys? He does seem a little bit louder. Okay, we're gonna pull that up so we can do our NVMe. It's Joseph. You can choose EU. It's fine, dude. Either one is fine. Like it really doesn't matter. It's just where it's gonna download. Everybody says you're fine now, and I can hear you well, Zeiston.
was just trying to bump it up in small increments. I didn't want to kill anyone.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. The only person you need to kill apparently is Igor.
Well,
He's being mean to you.
That's coming up. He's got to deal with me for the entire weekend of DreamHack.
Yeah, I know. Noisy Butters and no one will be holding down the fort since I'll be over in Taipei already. Makes me sad.
Well, see, you'll be in Taipei, so I have already volunteered to feed Sarah.
Oh, good. That raised. Oh, somebody's saying they're raising the chances on it not posting. Look at these people like out here calculating how to win their bets. Okay, here we go. Just gonna pop this in now. Then we can see. Let's take a look at the other NVMEs while we're here. So there we go. Just because I'm curious, I haven't opened this plate. Let's take a look here. And what else we got? Okay. What do you guys think of the design of the motherboard? You know what I mean? You guys like the way the overall look of the design?
That's a very good looking board. It looked great in a nice black and white build.
Oh, we got one more here. Oh, wow, this whole thing comes off, guys. Ooh, this is a big boy. Okay, so here we go. Wow, that is a lot of. So look at this. We got 1, 2, 3 more M.2s. This one goes all the way up to 22110. There's your. Look at that. There's your BIOS battery. So I mean, like quite a lot. Like there's quite a big cover there. That's actually pretty nice. And then easily just kind of pops down and goes right in. Yeah, BTF is going to look really clean. I'm actually really excited to see how this build turns out when it's done. The other thing too that I also noticed is right over here on the left-hand side. Look at this, over here on the left-hand side. Look what we got. We have a measuring. Like, I don't know, can you guys see that very well? Do you see it's measuring? You know what that means, right? We can measure. Makes it easier to measure bananas. Banana measuring. If you want to get your measurements in, you can measure how big your banana is. Okay, there we go. So our motherboard is pretty close to ready. Only thing we got to do now is get our AIO stuff put in. So guys, you know what that means. If we're basically at the point where we're going to put in AIO brackets, you guys know what that means, right?
Justin Robey has a show.
AIO.
And on that show, he builds PCs.
AIO.
With a dad joke here and a zip tie there. RGB, and Blondie Bakiki. Justin Robey has a show.
AIO. There it is right there, guys. It's AIO time. Trying to go ahead and get that started. Little earworm for you there now. Wow, Xerix, that is actually really fast. Oh, you know what I just realized? Okay, well, I forgot one thing before I get too far. 97, guys. I completely forgot to actually test our how loud our clicks are going to be with this brand new RAM debut that we got here. I looked over, was like, oh wait. By the way, the other thing too that's super cool. Yeah, I switched to the Ryu 3. We're using that one in we're using the one that you sent in the AP201 ASUS. So I actually ordered the Ryu 3 because we're going to use the other one in the AP201. That's because ASUS sent parts and then they were like, oh, Robey's using different parts. The other one's not BTF though, is it? What did he say, Ryan? What did he say we're gonna use?
He had asked if we were using the Ryujin 3 or the new Strix LC3.
I'm using the Ryu 3. I'm using the Strix LC3 in the AP201 build on Saturday. He says, okay. He knows, it's not BTF, yeah. But the Strix LC, none of them are BTF, so I thought it'd be okay. Okay, here we go, guys. But also, check this out. This Viper is actually tough Alliance RAM, so we're actually like fitting the whole vibe here as well. Okay, here we go, 97. Zeiston coming back. Is it going to be it? 95.5 on the first one. It was a solid click. I felt that in my left little toe. But I don't know if it's going to hit 97, guys. Yeah, I understand. I think the main reason is that I wanted to, so the reason I switched, and you're absolutely right. So if you did want to save some money, the one that we're doing is a little bit more expensive. And the cool thing is I know who's behind the ASUS conversation. So when so that's JJ. So when JJ and I really thought about putting this build together, we always try to be super cost conscious. So if you wanted to go something less expensive, he's absolutely right. You could go with the Strix LC2, which has the cables are a little bit easier, so it's not going to show as much. The only reason that I ended up switching is because the AP201. Funny enough, I think the reason that I did that is because the AP201, I thought it was not tempered glass, and then I found out it was. So if you wanted me to, JJ, if you want me to switch, I can switch because it's an easy thing for us to just switch it over to the other one. And we can do it because it's like now the AP201, now that I know it's tempered glass, we could use this one in the AP201 and that'd be fine. So, Tom, are you here? Is Tom here right now? Let's switch it over. We'll switch to the other one, which is easy because we haven't done anything yet. We'll see where Tom's at.
I'll shoot him a DM on Discord.
Yeah, I know because we're earlier, he might not be able to switch it, but we'll switch over. I'll grab it right now. It's right here. Ow. Ow, I got hurt, guys. And I'll have him update it. And then we'll update the price and stuff too. Ugh. It's funny because now that I know that I could actually go with the Ryujin 3 on the other one. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're gonna switch to this one right here because JJ's right, and the other two is now that I know that why I chose this one for the other build is wrong. So we're gonna switch to this one. This is the brand new one. This is the ROG Strix LC2 360 ARGB, and then it does have glass cabling, which is gonna be nice. And we'll give it yeah. So I think he's right? Like when we think about putting the cost together, this is probably a better one from the cost standpoint. But we do have, so now we'll change the one that we're gonna do tomorrow. And then I'm gonna have him, so once he updates it, we'll update the cost and stuff like that. Okay, let's go ahead and start our AIO install. It doesn't matter. They're both going to get shown within a week.
He responded he is busy at the moment. He'll get it updated when he gets a chance.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you, Zeiston. So, Lich Lord Necros. Sorry. It's funny enough. We're doing a build in an unannounced case, and we saw those. So I actually went ahead and pulled the trigger on some of them so we can get them tested. So I haven't actually used one. Oh, do we need to re-roll? Okay, we're gonna re-roll. Okay, so we're gonna re-roll the winner for that $25 Newegg gift card. Yeah, guys, you do have to be a member of the Discord, guys. So Ray Gummy Chan. Okay, here we go, guys. Time to get our board stuff in. There's our LGA 1700. So we'll get it updated and update the price here in a bit, guys. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put in my bracket. Oops. I'm going to put it back on here because it's fine for now, just to keep my... There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get this installed now. So we're just going to put each of these 4 pegs in. Okay, 4 pegs go in. What's up, Mighty Brad? How are you? People are enjoying having ASUS in the chat, getting their feedback in. I want to make sure this is on all the way.
Did you see ASUS's comment?
I did not. Which one? I was probably picking up the AIO.
ASUS says, at Robeytech Live, let's spice it up as we are going to show off the LC3 for the first time. Let's give one away.
Whoa! Okay,
Can
so we're
be
gonna
for either white or black 360 ARGB version.
Whoa, did you guys hear that? Look at that. ASUS just being kind. We're just gonna give one away. So since we're gonna show it off, we'll do that. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of, we'll do that when we put it in. So when we put it in and seal it, that's when we'll give it away. Your choice, white and black, and you get your chance. And remember, if you guys want to win that, then dude, look at that. That's a nice prize. Thank you very much for your generosity, ASUS. So we're going to be giving one of those away when we do the install of this. We're just getting the pump and stuff in, but when we get this installed, we'll do that giveaway. So everybody say thank you, ASUS, for hooking them up. And then we'll get that shipped out and all that sort of stuff. And remember, guys, this is why, you know, I love working with partners, and this is a little bit why we have a tendency to do this earlier now, because that's how we get to do things like this. This is like 100% proof as to why I do things when we do things. Okay, guys, motherboard is essentially prepped. I am going to check real quick. We do have, I believe we already have thermal paste on this, and their thermal paste is actually pretty good, so. Yep, we already got thermal paste on this. So we already have thermal paste, we're good there. And we'll see temps and all that stuff, because remember, guys, we're gonna do all the benchmarks and everything while we're here. All right, so here we go.
And for clarification, Robey, ASUS says they can only do
That's fine. Yeah, US and Canada. Yep, and that'll be US and Canada, and we'll make sure we clarify. And then remember, guys, if you are Robeytech Prime sub, or you know, if you're a sub here on Twitch, remember you get extra entries on that. So if you want to drop your Prime sub, your free Prime sub, and get extra entries when we do that giveaway here in a little bit, make sure that you do that as well. Okay. Let's see, we have, the motherboard is ready. This is where we get to have the fun. Now we get to pop open this, now we get to pop open and take a look at this, their BTF, the GT302, and do a deep dive into the case. So let's go and do a deep dive into the case and take a look at this bad boy. I've been waiting. I haven't, so we've already built in it, but that was my tech lab guy, or sorry, our tech director, so I actually haven't got to see this at all. So we still have giveaway, EU, unfortunately no EU today, just US and Canada. But don't worry, we always have prizes that still go worldwide too. Okay, here we go, guys. So this is the ASUS GT302 ARGB. This is their BTF back connect supporting motherboard, supporting case. The one thing that we did learn also is that you can actually, it does have a removable tray, so you guys will get to see that when we actually do the install for the LC3, which will actually be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and we'll go to side view and we'll go ahead and start stripping this, but just give you a nice side view look at it. As you guys can kind of see this as we start working our way through the build. So first thing we got, toolless entry at the front. Just pull, comes open. So there's our front right there. So as you can see, this is where you always know that you have BTF or back connect or Project Zero support, because this will work with Project Zero as well. You can see that it's actually got all of the holes needed for connections. We do have the other two that's also really nice, which I actually appreciate, is the fact that we've actually got the two holes up top for running our AIO stuff. And then instead of doing rubber grommets, something else that they actually do, which is actually kind of nice, is they're using kind of a connector this way. So you still have lots of room to run, if you needed to run cables. If you were going to use this as a standard case, which we actually use this as both a standard case and a non-standard case, but it'll run up just kind of along the edge there and still not detract. So you won't see the rubber grommets, and it'll kind of leave a nice, clean, wide away across, all the way across. We also have 140 millimeter fans. It's got 340 millimeter fans. And then the other thing too, so they get bonus points for this. Actually, I'm going to roaming camera for this one because I was looking at this from the front. They get bonus points for this right here. Look at that. I appreciate that. Oh, dang it. When all of it goes, what are you doing? So you're the, oh, hold on. When we, sometimes you gotta reseat this.
Bonus points for the non-synced camera?
It wasn't, no, it's not that. It's just, why does it say, okay. What happened to the, okay, now I just lost my roaming camera like all up. When everything goes so well and then the whole thing kind of falls apart. Okay, so it was that one. I wouldn't, okay, we're back. Okay. Okay, that's good. Well, it's almost like now it's like it was there and then now it's, okay, so let's see if it's the bottom one that's being whacked. You guys got to see it briefly. Okay, well, guess, oh, there we go. Okay, phew. Okay. So now what I want to show you is this right here. This, oh my gosh, it disappeared again. Okay, this right here, that right there makes me happy. They actually cable, and then like, look at that. They actually had it go all the way across the edge, up, and then it's completely cable managed, right? Which is actually really nice. A lot of times when you actually look at cases like this, they don't actually do that, right? So I actually really appreciate that. Now, one of the things we're about to see right now is we haven't seen, let's see how the cable management is in the back, but I actually really appreciate that from a quality that it came that way, which is actually really nice. Okay, we can pull this off. This comes off just like this. The other thing too that I'm gonna go ahead and do now, and this is unique to this case, is you can just remove these two screws here. Just like that. There we go. And then this can just lift off. So there you go. Now you have your, so it'll make it easier to install our LC3 later. And then if you flip this around, again, this whole back is super porous. So you can actually see, you'll actually be able to see the connections through the back, which is why I was really happy that we got to continue to use the ASUS ROG Strix 850 watt PSU, because we're gonna have white cables in the back, so it'll still look nice. And then you just pull off. And then this is your cable management in the back, which is, again, not bad. You know what I mean? Like, you have your cables kind of set the way they are. Very, very, look at how well, I mean, it's like, you know, I've actually been really impressed ever since I've seen stuff like how well they cable manage their Hyperion case, especially their Evangelion one. This is really nice to see this level of cable management coming out of a case like this. And you can see that they use their stuff. So, I mean, again, pretty well cable managed just right out of the box. I think the only thing that I would notice right away, and we'll have to see how this is that the one thing I would say that probably is the only thing that might be concerning, and we'll see how this goes, is just the amount of depth that you have for back connect, right? So depending on how far these go out, where you might need to use things like the ASUS Tough 850 watt or the Strix or the Aura edition, is because if you're using bigger PSU cables, there's not a ton of room here to pull that stuff in. The other thing too that's also cool though is, check this out. They have these clips which make it easy for throwing cables in that way too. So, and then you got your accessory kit. So pretty straightforward. But let's go ahead and put in our motherboard. And then also a nice little addition, I just noticed this too. Nice little addition up here in the shroud is, if you do, say for instance you use a Project Zero motherboard, they did give you a GPU cable gateway, so you can still have that nice, clean, straight one. So even if you decide, or if you wanted to even do a non-back connect, non-BTF GPU, you still have a really nice place to be able to route your 16 pin, or if you were going to use a Radeon GPU, you could do that as well. So pretty cool. Yeah, and then dust filter wise, looks like we have a dust filter down here at the bottom. Looks like you can remove the hard drive trays. So if you want to remove the hard drive trays, they're pretty easy. And then you've got two 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch SSDs, and then really kind of very easy plasticky trays to kind of put in and out. But if you wanted more PSU room, you absolutely have the room for that too. So yeah, and then even this stuff, I mean, like a lot of stuff, this whole separate cableway is nice too. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And then again, they've reconnected everything together, which is actually pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's the case. I also like as well, when we look at the top down here, is check it out. They use silver standoffs for everything as well. So the standoffs themselves are actually silver, which is nice. So again, that's even gonna look good with white motherboards, whether you're using BTF or not. So let's see how far the back goes. But yeah, right now we can take our board.
And ASUS says they do recommend PSUs with soft malleable cables.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's not a lot of clearance back there. But this is what I was talking about. See, again, you have this gap here, but because of how they decided they didn't have rubber grommets here, like even if you were using a normal motherboard, you could still get those nice curves. But because this thing isn't a grommet, it almost kind of feels like a part of the design, which is nice. So it doesn't detract, right? Even if you're using BTF and non-BTF, you still have a little bit of a gap here around, especially on the side and even on the bottom. So you do have some, but that white, you shouldn't see that once we put the white back onto the case. So
oh, we've got Intel joining us on Twitch as well.
Whoa! Guys, we are like, man, we have everybody's coming to hang out today. We got Intel hanging out, which, by the way, if folks don't know, tomorrow we are on the Intel Live Show. We're actually talking about BTF on the Intel Live Show tomorrow. So we're going to be showing the completed build, showing all that sort of stuff as well. But we're also going to be showing Ghost of Tsushima, giving away copies of Ghost of Tsushima, plus other things. But Intel's here in the house because they're getting a sneak peek of what's showing up on Intel Live tomorrow as well. So Lieutenant Dan, thank you for the sub, and Miltor, thank you for the sub as well. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. We got the whole gang here. So yeah, let's go back to top down and go from there. We got everybody hanging out today. Oops, I just hit a button that I didn't want to hit. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and get this in. Okay, definitely you're gonna want magnetic screwdriver. This is similar because it's got a heavy amount of shroud. So if you're using a magnetic screwdriver, that's gonna make this install a whole lot easier for putting in here. So again, just because, just to get the screws set nice. And then again, really nice silver screws for your install. I know. Where's you know I should text Kelt. We'll get Falcon in here at the same time. Kelt may show up. He always does. The show's a little bit later now, so we're only about an hour away from normal start time now. There we go. Ray's, wow, I just snorted. That was weird. Ray's going all out and asking for 15th gen secret information. I don't think so, dude. So the white, yeah, silver RAM would have looked good. So if you would have used stuff like Trident Z, silver would have actually looked really good in this. There is a lot of silver and white. I will say I'm actually really excited about the GPU because the GPU is that white tough, which I love their white tough GPUs. I bought one before for builds, and then the fact that we actually get to use we have a BTF one is actually really cool. And we are later on, we'll be doing another one of these, but that one we're going to be doing an ROG one later. So they have an all ROG one coming out as well. For those of you guys who are fans of ROG BTF. Okay, just making sure that we do this. Oh. There we go. Okay, so there's all of our screws in. Makes that easy. Now the best thing is that usually what we jump to after this is we'd be like, okay guys, let's hook up our front panels. But because they're front panels, they're on the back. So I don't actually have to, there's nothing else to kind of hook up here. I don't have to hide anything. It's just basically connecting all my cables in the back now and getting those to look good and pretty before we move on to the next part. And then by the way, the other thing too that they also did include, which I thought was actually kind of cool, is they did actually also include the switch. So if you wanted to go vertical mount for your GPU, unfortunately that's not going to obviously work with the BTF, but if you want to do vertical mount, in this case, you would have to, you do actually have the ability to vertically mount this, because again, this case works for both back connect and also standard as well. And then check this out. The other thing too that they also included, white zip ties. Can we get some hype for that? That's actually pretty cool, which reminds me, zip tie count, guys. I know it's BTF, but we're still gonna use zip ties, we always do. So what are we gonna do, even or odd? You guys get a guess.
Hey now, Robey's the zip tie man.
So yeah, go ahead and get your votes in, and we'll see what comes out of it, whether it'll be even or odd. Predictions up, but we got the white zip ties for today. Okay, let's flip this over and start connecting all of our fun stuff here. Okay, so one of the fun things about using BTF is it doesn't necessarily mean there's no cables. It just means that the cables are in the back. So one of the things that's already pretty cool that I'm noticing is that how this is pre-routed. It's like they thought about this stuff. So these are all of our daisy-chained, we have all of our daisy-chained fans and RGB, and they're already kind of set for a really good spot here. So we could just run this one right up here, and then we have our, I may not want to run that there. I might actually want to run it down, because again, this is a 12 volt. So I actually might want to run this one down here. because we still have the LC, LC, so I might actually hold off on connecting fans until I get my AIO installed. A little bit of exploration here. Okay, so what we got up here. There we go. I think that's the only cable holding in here. Okay, so here's we have a front panel. So we have an integrated front panel, which is nice. I love this. So integrated front panel connector, and that's gonna go right down here. So there's our front panel connector. And I'll zoom in these here in a minute. This is our fan. So we do have a fan here. We have AIO pump, but we could actually put this right here. So we'll keep this off of the AIO pump because we'll use the other fans for the CPU, so that'll be fine. Here is our So one other thing too, and I don't know if this is a thing, so maybe I don't know if this is something ASUS can answer the question. I've seen a couple case manufacturers who've been able to do these cables in all white. So there's not even any multicolored off of the HD audio. So I will say, I do appreciate that when I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Antec, it may have been Antec, but these were actually all white as well. I do like that everything else is white, but I wish there was a way to actually make this all white. Okay, moving this to right here. There's our HD audio connection. Next up, we have our RGB, which I'm going to see if we might be able to actually daisy chain that into the other part. Then we got our USB-C, USB 3.2, sorry. So there's USB-C 3.2. And then we have our USB-C, which is ribbon, which is nice. Okay, so there's our cable extent that we have so far. Now, we could run this, we'll run this one down, which would be fine. But this will give you an idea in terms of, so this, it looks like I probably want to do underneath and then over, like that. I do like these. Let's do this. We'll do some zip tying here in a bit. This can come up, which is nice. This, I might have to go lower here because I am going to use these connections. So I can go this way too, which is good. Okay, so that's that for now. There's all of our BTF. There's all of our connections done. And again, even if you didn't want to do zip ties, I guess you don't have to. I'm going to do them a little bit later when we get to it, but it's not going to take a lot of zip ties. And then, dude, I also got to say, this is actually really nice. So you guys have seen me struggle on getting these in, but because they give you the room, getting these to easily be able to go down is actually a really nice quality of life thing as well. All in all, guys, all of our front panel connections are hooked up right now. Okay, so zooming in. So down here, we have our HD audio connection. Oh, sorry, down here, HD audio. The front panel connection, which is actually labeled front panel. That just goes right here on the far left, covering all those pins. HD audio, which you guys saw earlier. This one's pretty straightforward. Just taking this one. It just says HD audio on the top. That goes over this group of pins. We're actually gonna run this like this. And then up here, we went ahead and ran all of our fans to this fan header up here in the corner. And that was mainly because that's kind of where these cables kind of lie. So we'll do that. We still have our pump header and we still have our CPU fan header. So we're actually in really good shape in terms of being able to connect the other cables. And then that is our, guys, that's all of our front panels. I kind of feel like there should be more work, but there's not more work. Like there really isn't. That's it. Okay, so let's put this up. Wow, that was not a lot of effort there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get next up, guys. It's time to put our AIO together, and this is the AIO that we're going to be giving away when we get it mounted into the case. So this is it. This is the RG Strix LC3 360 ARGB. So one thing I actually appreciate is that they do a really good job. Hey, Lich Lord Necros, thank you very much for the sub. They do a really good job of the boxing for these. So they're actually very well boxed. There you go. Okay, so we have our fans, which the fans actually have like a cool ROG and the cool ROG logo on them. And it still has that nice protector on the radiator. We have book, so nice boxing here. So we'll get these out real quick. And remember, guys, you get the chance to get it either white or black. So it'll be your choice, whoever the lucky winner is of the giveaway. And JJ, I don't know if you know this, but we actually tagged your team for the stream on Twitter, which retweets the stream. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys wanted to retweet that or not, it's up to you guys, but I did want to let you know that's something that we've added now when we do streams like this. So if they want to amplify, it makes it really easy because people can watch it from Twitter and then move in. Okay, so here's what we do. Nice. Pull that one open just like that. So nice little peels there. Another peel right here. And another one right there. Okay, easy there. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And for our AIO, something else that ASUS does do, which I actually really appreciate, so to keep thermals and test thermals, guys, we are going to keep their standard thermal paste pattern. I know, you see a round AIO here. So we'll show you guys, we'll see what the temps are like. Usually you guys will see me cover the entire IHS, but they just kind of have a round pattern of that. So we'll see how it does when we basically do the testing. And then their cabling, all they have kind of coming off of it, they have a, looks like a USB basically, and then they have the fan cable as well. So pretty straightforward there. And then for here, all we got to do someday, that'd be cool. I forgot, there's an easy way to do this. Yeah, there you go. But this is the one thing I really like about this packaging is they do a good job of protecting the radiator fins. Because a lot of times you look at AIOs and they'll be like they'll be dented, but this protects them. It takes some work, but it's worth the protection. So there we go. So we're gonna do ours. We'll do ours the standard way on this one, which means we'll have the We're gonna have the AIO on this side. So we'll want this. Okay. Making sure I have my cables the right way. There we go. Now the other thing too is he did say, just for ease of install, you can actually just pull this off. So there you go, you can just pull this off and then you can install it, so it makes it a little easier to install. So there you go. And it's magnetic, so it literally just pops really Like really, and then again, you can rotate it depending on the direction you have, but yeah, that's really cool. So there's the little top. Okay, so we're getting this set up. So live, you can also detach a pump head and the cable is inbuilt, no micro. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, which is what we just kind of showed, right? Okay, and then the other thing too that is also nice is, check this out. This is something else I've appreciated. This is on a lot of ASUS ROG or ASUS AIOs, is they actually, instead of coming up with a washer separate, it's basically just built right into it, which actually makes it nice. There we go, just getting these in. Yeah, I kind of white or silver for the screws would have been nice, I agree. Always good to have feedback. Versus black. I think he's talking about Aura specifically, ASUS, specifically like being able, like having brands like Corsair. You guys had IQ and you had IQ integration at one point, so I think that's what he meant. Okay, so now we're gonna flip this over, and then we have a single cable. And again, one of the things that's actually really nice about this is that, well, I like that it's not, they gave you a stagger, which makes it easier to your connection here. There we go. Okay, let's grab our wow, look at that. That's kind of neat. It just kind of lines right up there. So you can actually do a big, it looks like you can do a bigger AIO. One more screw. Oh, you're right. I missed a screw. I would have noticed that afterwards. I'll do that at the end. I'll flip it over afterwards and do that. Don't worry, it's right here. I'll notice it. Thank you for the accountability. Hey guys, head on over to youtube.com. Hey, ZigPC, thank you very much for the sub. Head on over to youtube.com/Robeytech Live. Hit that thumbs up button. There we go. There we go. That's awesome. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of a newer time, so we have some new, we did some adjustments.